Curly hair hurts and tangles and injures my soul, so I often get my hair braided instead. The problem is, some of these hairdressers manage to do even worse than that. Hello, welcome to my channel, Starry Gazer. This is JJ. I'm unimportant. Let's get into the video. Let's start off with who I'll call the odd one. She had odd disciplinary tactics, didn't know how to braid, and just didn't know boundaries. Okay, she had these two little boys who would just run around her apartment, and so she'd scream at them to stop, and I just had to kind of sit there awkwardly. And this one time, she got me to help one of them with their homework. Like, she just put the homework booklet in front of me. It was like, help him. I'm like, okay. I didn't even know how to respond to that, so I just helped this random kid I don't know do his homework. Okay, for context, most braiders take around 6 hours to braid hair, which is pretty typical. I mean, you get used to it eventually. I know it's a long amount of time. The thing with her though is that she took forever braiding just to not even do it right. Like this one time she didn't even get the line for my hair centered. It was just slightly off centered. I had like a slightly off centered parting for like 2 months. My mom sort of managed to trick me into coming back there another time because she promised me that she'd be different this time. And I mean, she was right. She was different. She got worse. She took 12 hours to braid my hair, and again, it didn't even look good. Overall, I'll rate it 2 out of 10. I would not recommend. For this next one, let's call her the pompous one. This experience pisses me off because honestly, I could have saved myself. She seemed pretty good at first. Like, her place was pretty welcoming and quiet in there. Didn't seem like she had any kids or anything. And just overall, like, it felt like a more professional space. And she also talked in a more professional way. So I felt pretty trusting with her, even though there were some red flags. Like, whenever I tried to explain my hairstyle that I wanted in specific, she'd be like, no, it's okay, it's okay. I went to a hair school. I went out and got a certificate and everything, so I know what I'm doing here. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll leave her to it. She seems to understand. And then she went on to completely butcher everything. Like, she curled my hair in the wrong way. She only braided like half of the hair and the rest of it was all curls, which is just not at all what I asked for. And I left there looking like Goldilocks, but in a bad way. At first, when I saw the finished hairstyle, I was like, oh, this isn't really what I asked for, but it's okay, I guess. And then the more I sat with it, that's when I realized she was just gassing herself up so that I would stop asking for things. And it worked. And now I just have this dumb hairstyle. And it was worse especially because it was the hairstyle I was wearing to my semi-formal. And I was just like fuming. I got around to finding the style okay over time, but I learned a very valuable lesson that day that sometimes people would just say some things to make themselves seem better than they are so that you can just stop asking questions and just leave it to them. And it's smart. It worked. Overall, I'll rate her a 3 out of 10. Not as bad as the last one, but she still kinda sucks. And for the last hairdresser I want to talk about, we'll call her the nice one, because I actually like her. She's really nice and welcoming. She has a lot of kids, but isn't as mean with them like the odd one. And okay, one criticism I would say is that her place is extremely loud. Like, she has this TV that she would watch stuff on as she braided my hair, and I swear she had that stuff at like max volume. I had to like blare my AirPods to even hear what I was listening to. And this one time, her little daughter, like maybe like 3 years old or something, she sits in the corner with her iPad, of course, and it sounds like she's just going through shorts, and suddenly I hear the dirtiest audio playing on that iPad. I'm like, huh? And just I look over to the mom and she just doesn't notice it. She doesn't hear it. I'm like, bro, watch your kid. Overall, I'll rate her like a 7 out of 10. Good experiences. Those other examples were more so like, I want to call them unprofessional hairdressers, but it was kind of just a woman in her basement braiding hair. I want to move on to more professional hairdressers, the ones that have their own little studio and everything. I have only been to these types one time, and that was when I was back in my home country of Africa, and I went to this one hairdresser, and honestly it was kind of torture. I went there for a wash and detangling, and the washing part was fine. It's when it came to detangling, oh my gosh. Okay, I just remember the pain of her combing through the knot and just getting full body grimaces from how much it hurt. And every time she would pause combing for a bit, I would just be there sighing in relief for the few seconds until she would bring that thing right back and just rip through everything. And it hurt so bad. Now, technically, I could have told her that it hurt, please stop. But my siblings had told me about their experiences with these hairdressers and how they'll kind of just like slap your and grab your head into place. And so I was kind of afraid of a similar sort of mean reaction. So I channeled my alpha thoughts and I toughed it out. And now I know to never go back to one of those African hairdressers again. There's also some Instagram hairdressers that I've heard of, and I've never been to any of these because honestly they also seem kind of insane, but in their own special way. Like I hear about them charging these insane prices for braiding hair, and like charging if your hair is a little bit longer. It's very weird how they manage to get all these little charges on you and everything. I mean, it's kind of fair because they're freelance. They can charge whatever they want, and if you don't want it, you can go to a different one. But I don't know, I still find it kind of insane to charge like $600 for some short twists. Anyways, that's all for my silly little hair stories. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. I have a few more sort of story time topics. I mostly make commentary videos though, so you can subscribe to see more of those as well. Also, if you like art, you might like my art, check out Stargazer on Instagram. If you want to see more of JJ, because again, I'm kind of like a backseat to this. This is actually his channel. Okay, bye-bye.